Welcome to online laboratory course on computer aided power system analysis. The course code is EEE71. Experiment number is 6. In this experiment, we are going to perform the load flow analysis using Gauss-Seidel method. The software we are going to use is MATLAB, and the aim is to perform MATLAB program or to create a MATLAB program for load flow solution using Gauss-Seidel method. Generally, Gauss-Seidel method will be given for a PV bus and a PQ bus. For PQ bus, the known quantities are real power and reactive power, and the unknown quantities or unspecified values are voltage and angle. So if that is the case, we will consider always the bus 1 will be the slack bus and remaining bus will be the respective buses. So all other remaining buses will be PQ bus. If the system has one slack bus and remaining all other buses are PQ bus, then using this formula shown in the screen, we can get the voltage and angle at different buses. So this Gauss-Seidel method is an iterative method. Initially we will give some assumed value for the voltages, and later at different iteration we will get a better value at different if you are increasing the iteration process. So we will end up with this iterative value when it gets get converged. So for example, if the new iteration value and old iterated value, if you make sum or subtract it, if the value is very minimum or 0, then we will call the solution is converged. If the difference between the old value and new iterative value is more, then we will go for next iteration. So until we are getting the solution as converged, we will still do the iteration. So suppose if you are given a system like this and you are asked to find out the voltage at bus 2 and bus 3, as I already mentioned that the bus 1 will be always the slack bus and the bus 2 and bus 3 are PQ bus, because in the table column you can see the value for P and Q is given for bus 2 and 3, and for bus 1 the voltage is given. Mostly for all slack buses, the voltage will be nearly 1 per unit and angle will be 0 for slack, and we need to find out the voltage for bus 2, bus 3, because that is how that is what we are going for Gauss-Seidel. Using this Gauss-Seidel, we can find out the voltage at different buses. So the question is very simple. We need to find out the voltage at bus 2 and bus 3. So what are the data they are given in this question? You can see that the line admittance between bus 1 and 2 is given, and between bus 2 and 3, and between bus 3 and 1 is given. So Y12, Y23 and Y13 is given for us, and then real power and reactive power at bus 2 and bus 3 is given, and also the slack by default the slack voltage is 1 plus 0 I, means 1 volt per unit and angle is 0. So these are all the data they have given. From this S1 and S2 and S3 we can take the real and reactive powers on these two buses. So this is the question. We need to perform the Gauss-Seidel process to find out the voltage at bus 2 and bus 3. So as I already mentioned, the formula is very simple. For next iteration or new iteration, the iteration number will be R plus 1. Always the R is nothing but 0 and plus 1 will be the iteration. So 0 plus 1 means maybe first iteration. So which iteration it will be put in the top of the voltage value, and the suffix is 2 is nothing but bus voltage 2 and bus voltage 3 is this one. So we find out this value bus 2 and bus 3 by just solving this equation for the iteration 1. So for first iteration, in calculation we can't able to do a number of iteration, 20 iteration, 30 iteration we can't able to do. So in calculation part, in theoretical calculation, you need to find out up to one iteration, you need to find out the value for voltage at bus 2 and bus 3. How we got this? Just by solving this value. In this equation or in this formula, the real value and reactive value for different buses is given in the question only. So suppose if I is 2, that is for second bus I need to find out the voltage, then I will be 2, then R plus 1 will be 0 plus 1, the first iteration. So Pi will be your value here given in the table column also. So Pi for the bus 2 is nothing but minus 2.556, and Qi, that is bus Q2 is minus 1.02i. So if we apply this to, and V1 star is nothing but conjugate of Vi initially will give some assumption value here. Usually the assumption value will be 1, so 1 per unit. So initially we need to give 1, and then summation of Yij Vj. What is I? I is nothing but 2, J is nothing but next bus or nearby bus. All other buses we need to take. So Yij is nothing but we need to take value of this 2 as well as this 3, Yij, and Vj is nothing but voltage at J bus. J bus voltage also will be 1 because initial value at J also will be 1. And then self admittance Yii of this second one. So what is Yii is nothing but Y12 plus Y23 will be Yii or Y22. So if you want to find out Y22, then add all the admittance attached to this bus. So these two are the attached admittance, then you will get Y22. If you solve by giving all this value in this equation, you will get of first iteration value will get 0.9825 minus 0.031i. Same thing if you are giving the value for third bus, you will get this value. So just by giving all the values which is given in the question and solve this equation, you will get this value. So this is the theoretical calculation. If you want to do the practical, then programming part of this MATLAB for this Gauss Seidel is, so as per the given data in the table column, we are going to start this. So what is Y12? Y12 is given in the question only. What is that? So this is nothing but Y12, and this is Y13, and this is Y23. So all this value will give in the code. By giving directly the values, we can write this. And real power at bus 2, reactive power at bus 2, real power at bus 3, reactive power at bus 3 will get from this table column. Just filling this. You need to fill this. And as I already mentioned that the initial value of V2 and V3 will be always 1. So we are we are assuming the V2 value will be 1. V3 value will be 1 for the initial iteration or starting iteration. And V1 is already given in the question, that is nothing but 1.05, so V1. So the inputs we are given this to this code is Y12, Y13, Y23, all this line admittance value we are given, real power and reactive power at bus 2 and 3 is given, and then voltage starting assumption values are given here. So these are all the inputs given to the code. After giving this input, we are starting our iteration. Let me make an variable name called iteration is equal to 0. Let it be 0, and then for loop. Inside the for loop, we are starting the iteration, Gauss Seidel iteration. What is that? K is equal to 1 is to 20. You can give any value here. How many iteration you need, you can give here. Initially give less iteration and find whether it is converged or not. If it is not converged, then give more some more value, some more iterations also. Now iteration is equal to iteration plus 1. Plus 1 means that is what R plus 1. In this you can see R plus 1 is nothing but iteration plus 1. So initially iteration value is 0. So 0 plus 1 will be first iteration. In this first iteration, for this first iteration, V2 is equal to, that is what the question they are asked. We need to find out the voltage at V2 and voltage at V3. V2 is nothing but just replacing this formula here. P2 minus Q2, that is nothing but real power at bus 2 minus reactive power bus 2 divided by conjugate of V2. What is V2? Initially what value we are given to V2? In first iteration it is 1 plus 0i. So it will be taken here in the conjugate manner, plus y12. Why it is y12? Because I is nothing but my I is nothing but the value at the first iteration or second. For this second value, y is nothing but y2 12 is nothing but between the 2 and 1 or 1 and 2, both are same. So multiplied with v1. So v1 is given in the question, that is nothing but vj plus y23. So what are all the nearby values? Say for example, here I am finding out this 2. For this 2, what are all the summation I need to take? I need to take y12 and y23, and it should be multiplied with the voltage. So voltage for the initial value is nothing but 1. So it will be taken, y1 will be initially y1, nothing but 1, and y23 multiplied by v3 divided by this y11. What is y11? Y11 is nothing but total admittance coming from this bus. So y12 plus y23. So y12 plus y123. So by solving this, v2 will be get updated, and in v3 same like this, for whatever things available in the bus 3 we are filling here. After solving this two equation in the first iteration, it will be displayed, and again the iteration will be 1 plus, already 1 is there, plus 1, it will be 2. The iteration 2 will take place. In iteration 2, last time whatever value here in v2, it will be replaced here in conjugate v2. The updated value of v2 will be replaced here, and still the problem will be solved. So in each and every iteration, this v2 v3 will be updated for every iteration, and you will get a better and better value for every iteration. So up to 20 iteration you will get, at in between of any 20 iteration you will get a converged value that we are going to display here. When it is getting converged, that we will see in the program. In program, for every iteration the values is displayed, and we will see when it is diverged or it is converged. Whether it is diverging or converging, we can see while performing the experiment in MATLAB. Okay, let's check how this program is given. So same program I have given. I just clearing all the values, and I am clearing all the datas, and then I am giving y12, y13 and y32. So these are all the data which is given in the question. Here 13, line number 13 and line number 14 is nothing but initial assumption we are making for v2 and v3, and for every iteration this v2 and v3 getting new values, and we are going to display all these values, right? Let's start. Here after executing this, I got some values. What value I should get? I should get iteration number, I should get v2 value and v3 value, right? So in answer you can see so this is the first iteration. On first iteration my v1 value is 0.938 and 1.07. So this is what in the calculation also we got, right? In second iteration also it's little bit in angle, it is little bit variation is there, but voltage is nearly same. And in third iteration the angle also same. In fourth iteration angle is little bit varied. So we can see where it is get completely converged, right? So you can see in different iteration we are getting different angle values, little variation. After 0.00 some variation is there. So we can tell these things, these values are converged at maybe at iteration 9 my values are converged. So in calculation also, in first iteration itself we got this value, that is nothing but 0.9825 minus 0.031 we got in the first iteration. Let's check what is value in first iteration here also. Here also it is same, nearly same in angle only, it is little bit different. So by this we can decrease or increase our iteration value depending upon the convergence it took. So you need to take care, if the iteration are more, then the memory consumption is also high, and also it will take more time to solve the problem. So like this we can do the Gauss seidel. Gauss seidel important property is each and every iteration the values are updated. Initially Gauss find out this problem, this solution for this type of problem, but he didn't update the value. Suppose if he got a V2 value, he will not update in the second iteration. But Seidel joined to Gauss problem, and what he did is he updated the previous iteration value in next upcoming iterations, so that the converges take place very fast. So this is how we are doing in this line number 18 to 21. We are doing 20 iterations, and in each every iteration the V2 and V3 value get updated, and that V2 V3 value also a part of this problem statement. So we are getting a better and better solution for every end of the iterations. So this is how we can solve the Gauss Seidel problem. Gauss Seidel we can use to solve the problem for load flow solutions. And here in this problem they asked us to find out the voltage at bus V2 and V3. This bus 2 we need to find out the voltage, bus 3 we need to find out the voltage. Just by giving the formula we are getting the solution. That's all about experiment 6. In this experiment 6 you need to find out the voltage of the PQ bus system given to you, and you need to perform the Gauss Seidel, and you need to find out the voltage at different buses. Suppose if you are given 5 bus system or 6 bus system, all these things you need to do for V2, V3, V4, V5 until n number you need to find for all the equations. Thank you.